What do you think about when you think about forest? What do you think about when you think about the management of forest? Sometimes you may wonder where wood products come from. Sometimes you may wonder where we get medicines or other things. Today we're going to learn a few things about the importance of forest and the importance of forest management. How do you think one would define forest management? The Food and Agriculture of the United Nations says that forest management is the process of planning, implementing practice for the care and use of forests to meet the needs of economic, environmental, social, and cultural objectives. Two of the examples we have for the needs of forest was environmental and economic. Some economic needs are wood for production, medicines, as well as building materials. Wood for productions would be an example of furniture, anything that's produced from wood. This could be pencils, medicines, and building materials. Building materials would be needed for building things like houses, schools, churches, hospitals. Pretty much any structure we have that we go into today would be built from wood or have some kind of wood inside of it. Some environmental needs we have from forests would include clean air, clean water, and erosion control. Forest management is important because trees slow down the rainfall coming from the sky to prevent erosion. Erosion is important because it prevents mudslides and contamination of clean water. When erosion occurs, the water saturates the ground, and when the ground is saturated, it loosens up the soil and creates mudslides. And when it rains and erosion occurs, it can also push soil and other contaminants into our clean drinking water and streams, wherever we get clean drinking water from. Forest management is also important because, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, leaves clean the air through photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process to where carbon dioxide is taken up by the plants, the leaves, the trees in the forest, and this combines with water as well as sunlight, and this creates oxygen. And it also creates sugars, a chemical compound that would be essentially sugar that helps other trees in the forest grow, helps the tree itself grow, helps the plants grow. Another reason forest management is important because it provides habitats for animals and insects. According to Earth Eclipse, forests provide the habitat for about 90% of all Earth species. And another reason that forest management is important is because the insects that live inside of these forests around the trees and the plants provide pollination for all of our trees and plants. And we need pollination in order for our trees and plants to grow. A final reason that forest management is important is because it prevents wildfires. A way that forest management can prevent wildfires would be holding prescribed burns. Prescribed burn is where the Forest Service would go out and they would set the ground on fire, set the forest on fire essentially, in order to burn up fuels or anything that's dead on the ground that has fallen from the trees in the past. According to the Nature Conservancy, forests have become more dense, causing higher and more intense flames in the past. This causes the forest fires that we encounter to be harder to fight. It causes them to possibly take more lives, take more homes away because of that fire.